Hi, welcome to Beginning Ukulele. Today we're going to be introducing the B flat chord and the F7 chord. Okay, so make sure you got your ukulele with you. Let's check our tuning. So at this time you should have already tuned your ukulele. Here we go. G, C, E, A. So you should sound pretty close to my ukulele. If not, please go and tune your ukulele with your tuner. Pause the tutorial. When you're done, come on back and we'll get started. Okay, in this tutorial we're going to be learning the B flat chord and the F7 chord modified. Actually, I'll talk about that in a little bit. First, we're going to learn the B flat chord, but we're going to learn the B flat chord in 3 phases. Phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3 finally. Keep in mind that the B flat chord is not in your music book, but it's located on your basic chord chart that's been provided to you. The B flat chord is located right over there. F7 chord located over here. Please remember to highlight your chords after you learn them, after you've done the tutorial. It'll remind you that you have already learned the chord and that basically you should know it. Okay? Keep your chord chart handy as a resource as we go through the tutorial and the lesson. Once again, we're going to do the B flat chord in 3 phases: 1, 2, and 3, and finally the B flat chord. So let's get started. Got ukulele handy. First phase, first fret, first 2 strings, first finger, first fret, first 2 strings. Okay, pretty easy. Back of the neck. Look, notice where your thumb is located in the back. It should be about the middle, maybe a little below the middle, the bottom half. It should not be up here. Okay, right about here. Okay, so take note of that. So let's go ahead and do a chord calc exercise with this first phase for B flat. So you got the first finger, first fret, 2 strings. Ready? Press, relax, press, relax. On this particular version here, we're not going to be closing our eyes. We're just getting used to how it feels. Press, relax, press, relax. Now press and lift a little bit off. Press a little bit off. Now on this particular B flat chord that we're learning, you only want to apply the pressure, I call it energy, the pressure, when you're going to play the chord. Okay? Because this chord is a little difficult to make, so you don't want to over exert yourself trying to hold the chord down. I'll talk about it more later. Here we go. Press, relax, press, relax. When you think you got a handle on it, and you can press, lift off, press, and lift off. Okay, go ahead and hold on those first 2 strings and play the notes. So it should sound exactly like that. And you should hear every single string, okay? Every single string. Okay? Now, if you don't hear every single string, you need to pause the tutorial, try that little exercise again with just those first 2 strings. At least get a reasonably clear sound before you move on from here. Okay? So pause the tutorial. When you got it, pick up right here where you paused. Okay, so we're moving on. I'm assuming you got that. And we're moving on to phase 2. Phase 2 is a little bit more difficult, but not impossible. You're keeping the same 2 notes pressed down over there. So you're keeping the same 2 notes pressed down, with the only exception, you're bringing the third ring finger up to the top on the 3rd fret. Up to the top on the 3rd fret. Here we go. First finger, ring finger on the top. First finger again, ring finger on the top. You're in the 3rd fret, so you're in the 3rd fret, 1, 2, 3, 3rd fret, that ring finger comes all the way to the top. Okay, top string. Okay, let's try it again. Put the finger down, holding down 2 strings, then bring that ring finger to the top, like that. Once again, thumb located there, right in the middle. You're going to find if your thumb is located here, as we proceed making the chord, it's not going to be too bad. It's going to be a little difficult, but not too bad. Placing your thumb anywhere else might cause a little problem in making the chord. Once again, first finger, 2 strings, first fret, ring finger, 3rd finger, top string on the top and the 3rd fret. Nothing else. Nothing else. Okay? It should look just like that. No other strings are being touched. So let's go ahead. Press, relax. Press, relax. Press, relax. Take your time with this one. Press, relax. Try not to lift your fingers off the strings for a while. Okay, just keep them on there. Press and just relax. Keep them on the strings. Press and relax. Press and relax. Keep them on the strings. Don't take them off. Press, relax. Don't need to close your eyes yet. We're just working on formulating the chord on the neck, on the fretboard. Press, relax. Press, relax. Press, relax. Now, this is going to take a little bit. So, assuming that you did this like at least 3 minutes, you're going to start taking the fingers off the fretboard. Okay? So here we go. Press, lift off, press back down. Now, keep in mind, when you're taking your fingers off the fretboard, imagine that your fingers are frozen, like they got just frozen in time. You can't move. So when you lift off, they still keep that formation. You still keep that same chord formation. Okay, and so all you got to do is come right back down on the fretboard. Okay, right back down. Okay, here we go. Let's check, double check. First finger on the first 2 strings, ring finger, 3rd finger coming up on the top string in the 3rd fret. Okay, top string in the 3rd fret. Okay, so press, relax. Press, keep that formation, lift a little bit off, press down, keep the formation, come off, come back down, keep that formation, come off, come down. Now, when you think you got it, when you're pressing down, go ahead and press down, it should sound like this. Just like that. And every string should sound. Now, keep in mind, it's not going to be that easy because B flat is a difficult chord. So be patient with yourself. Keep trying. Do not give up. But that's the goal. Every time you notice that you got a pretty clear sound with your strings, then you move on to the next phase. That's your cue to move on to the next phase. So assuming that you've practiced it for a while and you got a clean sound with all your strings, we're moving on. If not, just pause the tutorial right here. Work on it for another 3 minutes or so, then give it another try. Okay, so let's say you got that. We're going to move on to the final phase. We're actually making the B flat chord. All you got to do is add that 2nd finger in, and you got a B flat chord. 2nd finger, 2nd fret, 3rd string. Right there. So let's go. Start from the beginning. First finger, pulls down 2 strings. Ring finger comes on, 3rd finger, 3rd fret on the top string. Then finally the 2nd finger that's left comes on that 3rd string in the 2nd fret. So your B flat chord looks just like that. Okay, use your diagram on your chord chart to help you if you need to. Once again, let's take it from the beginning. There we go, first finger. Oh, by the way, if it starts getting stiff, shake out your hand. You know, the B flat chord is a little difficult, takes a lot of energy, a lot of practice. So shake it out, relax. Okay? You know, if you need to take a break, pause the tutorial, take a break. And then come on down. Okay, let's try the B flat chord once again. First finger, 2 strings, 1st fret. Ring finger on the top of the 3rd fret, the top string. And then finally, that 2nd finger is going to come down on the 2nd fret, 3rd string. Okay, now we're at the B flat chord right now. We're forming and holding the B flat chord. Now we want to continue doing the chord cog exercise. So press, relax, press, relax. Do not take your fingers off the fretboard. Keep it there, always touching the strings. Press, relax. Don't take it off the strings. Keep your fingers on the strings. Press, relax. Press, relax. Press, relax. Okay, now we're going to press and then we're going to keep that formation. Keep that formation. Take it off the fretboard. Press. Take it off the fretboard. Come back down. Now keep in mind as you're doing this, you're memorizing how your fingers look. You're memorizing how they feel, how your fingers feel on the fretboard, on the strings, everything about it. How your thumb looks, how your thumb feels. Memorize everything that you're seeing. Put it directly into your memory. Make a mental, in fact, make several mental snapshots and put it into your memory. Okay, let's continue. B flat, pressing down, lifting off the strings. Keep that formation, don't move. Press down. Keep that hand and finger frozen. Lift off. Keep those fingers frozen. Down. Keep those fingers frozen, not moving from the formation. Lifting off. Back down. Off. Back down. Hold that position. Hold that B flat. Okay, ready? Press. And do you hear every string? Probably not. So you're probably going to have to work on it a little bit more. Okay, once again I said the B flat chord is a little difficult. If you're hearing most of the strings, you're doing pretty good. Yes. Okay, now when we talked about earlier in this tutorial, only press when you're going to play the chord. Okay, so right now if you listen, I'm holding the B flat chord, but I'm not pressing, I'm just holding it. So in other words, my fingers are on the strings, and if I were to play it, you wouldn't hear any sound. Why? Because I'm just keeping the position and I'm not playing. So this is a little technique that you want to keep in mind with chords that expend a lot of energy with playing. So in other words, you're making a chord, it's difficult to make, it's a strain on your hand. Okay, the technique is this. Press on the chord only when you need to play. Okay? In the meantime, you're just holding the chord. You're not pressing, you're just holding the chord. Because if you're pressing, okay, to hold the chord and you're not playing, you're wasting all that energy. And if you notice, your fingers are getting tired with every second that passes. But if you relax, hold the chord formation, don't press, you'll notice that your hand is more relaxed. It's not straining. Okay, so let me pick. So when you play the B flat chord, if you notice, you can't hear it. But if I press, now you hear it. Stop. Press. Press only when you need to hear the chord. That's the technique, that's a tip to use whenever the chord is difficult to make, causes a lot of strain and stress on your hand. Eventually, you know, your hand will get stronger, your fingers will get stronger, and you'll be able to hold the chord for great lengths of time. For now, at this level of playing, I know that it's difficult and it gets frustrating, and you know, periodically make sure that you shake your hand off, you know, whatever hand, shake it, you feel a little strain, it gets a little sore, whatever the situation is at the time, shake it off, rest. Don't keep pushing yourself even when it's getting a little strained or sore. You can always come back and play when it's not being strained. Okay, so if need be, pause this tutorial, take a little, like 5-minute break, shake off your hand, get a drink of water, and come on back. The B flat chord was a little difficult. Okay, when you're ready, we'll get started in about a second. Move on to the F7 chord. Okay, so we're moving on to the F7 chord. Very easy to make. You see right down here, you got an F chord. F chord is located in your music book, also located on your chord chart. You know the F chord, we've learned that already. So we're going to learn the F7 chord modified. Oh, and the F7 chord is just adding one note right here. And that's your third finger, and that's the F7 modified. Now if you notice, this F chord off to the side, and I put that off to the side, that F7 chord, okay, is located right here in the corner of your chord chart. Okay, And all that is leaving that four note out. See that chord right there, the modified F? Excuse me. Let me fix that. There we go. F7. So all that F7 is taking that F7 chord that's on your chord chart and leaving out that fourth finger. Okay? You see how that's exactly the same as that? Okay, so this is the modified chord. And what that chord is, it's basically an easier way of making your F7 chord. Now, there's nothing wrong with this chord in my opinion. I think it maybe sounds a little better on certain songs or certain techniques, etc. It's just a fuller sounding chord. However, this is a sufficient, complete F7 chord. You don't need this, just depending on what kind of sound you want. So I'm going to recommend that you make your F7 chord like this. Keep in mind the F7 chord is not, either one, is not in your music book. So you got to refer to your chord chart that's been provided to you. Don't forget to highlight your chord chart to remind you that you have learned the chord. The F7 chord, once again, is not in your music book. So we're learning it now, and refer to your basic chord chart. Okay, so all it is an F chord. You're doing an F chord, adding the third finger right there on the third fret, third string, and there you go. The F7 modified. So real easy. You'll notice this chord is easy. Just think of F modified F7. Here we go. F chord, first finger, first fret, second string, second finger on the top, second fret. Okay, that's the F chord. You should have already learned it. Should be pretty easy. Only thing you're missing now for the modification at F7 is just bring that ring finger right down there on the third fret, third string, and you got an F7 chord. Okay? F7 chord. There you go. Once again, you got an F chord, refer back to your music book if you need to see how to make an F chord, or your chord chart. Add that ring finger down on the third fret, third string, and then you got your F7 modified. Okay, so this is how it would sound. That's your F7 modified. I'll tell you right now, most of my F7s are just like this chord. Yeah, most of them. Very rarely do I ever make my F7 like this. This is the version that's like that. It's also on your chord chart. Okay. Once again, to make this F7 modified, all you're doing is taking away that fourth finger that you see on your chord chart for the F7. Okay. Just take away that fourth finger, so it's taken away, and you get your F7. So in other words, if you're playing the F7 that's on your chord chart, you're taking your baby finger off, and you got that F7 modified. Okay, and once again, this is the F7 that I use 90% of the time if I'm playing an F7. Okay, so I'm gonna let you do the chord exercise more on your own. I'm just gonna briefly do it for you for the F7. Go ahead and make an F chord, then put down the ring finger on the third fret, third string, and do a chord exercise. So you're going to press, relax, press, relax, press, relax. Now you're going to lift a little bit off, so make sure you keep the fingering formation. Keep that finger frozen. Press, lift off, keep them frozen, press down, press, lift off, keep them frozen, press down, keep that F7. I'm not playing the baby finger. Press, lift off, keep that F7 frozen, press down. Now this time I want you to close your eyes. Okay, close your eyes, press down, lift off, press down, lift off. Don't forget to envision that in your mind, press down. Okay, open your eyes and then try to see if you're on that F7 chord. If not, try the F7 chord with your eyes open for a few times, memorizing how it looks, how it feels, etc. Then trying it with the eyes closed, lifting it off the strings for your chord exercise for the F7 chord. I know we covered a lot of information on this particular tutorial, and we covered it early in the course, but I strongly believe that you can do it. The B flat chord, if you follow this phase of learning it, you're going to learn the B flat chord relatively quickly, because we got some songs coming up using the B flat chord and the F7 chord coming up real soon. So do the chord exercise for those chords. Also, in the beginning, it's not so necessary to do the closing of the eyes for the B flat chord. Only when you finally get to here and you start to notice that the strings are coming out a little clearer. If they're coming out a little bit more presentable, then start closing your eyes and doing the chord cog exercise for the final B flat chord. Okay, so go back, listen to this tutorial several times, try to take things several times, and then when you think you got it, and we'll see you on for the next lesson when you're ready.